I'm doing a little bit of work on the VWT4, mainly to get my side loading door back working, because I've got to use it temporary while my Mercedes is awaiting its MOT. That'll get sorted pretty soon. I just got to find a place locally to take it, because the garage closed down where I took it last year. There is some others, I just haven't. It was out on Friday, I think, and I just haven't got round to sorting anything out. I'll tidy it out and everything, but the door doesn't look brilliant. I'll show you it soon on the VWT4. Basically, because this part isn't on it, it's just shut and locked, and the door's sticking out probably about an inch, and it doesn't look great and it doesn't work. So it's been like this for quite a long time, and all it's down to is that button not being able to get that bolt out. Because what happened, it slipped off the runner at the bottom because I lost that nylon wheel on the bottom. I bought this and yeah, got that brand new one, you can see. I bought this, I don't know how long ago, but only about 4 years ago. I never fitted it because I could never get that out, but the reason I couldn't get it out is because I lost this bit and I couldn't find it. It was at my dad's under the bench. So basically time's gone on and it just hasn't been done. But I want it done, so at least it goes along nice and smoothly. I've got another side loading door for it anyway, so I can just change this hinge over when I sort out that. But what I'm going to use for the job is, because you can see it's an Allen key. One did come out, one didn't. It rounded off. So what I'm going to do is get my Rothenberger, pronounce it, gas gun out. So I think it's a Superfire 2, this one, and yeah, I'm going to heat it up and then try to just get a chisel around the edge to get it out, because I need that piece. I have got a spare one of them, but I'll keep the original one. So yeah, I'm going to get it out, then I have to find a bolt that will do the job. I don't know whether they have to be low or not, I'm not sure. I don't know whether it get out of the way. If it was higher, don't know. But anyway, that one needs to come out and that won't be able to go back in. So that's my first job. So I'll put you on the tripod and you can watch me try to do that. Usually heats up good enough and we'll do the job. So I have given that a little bit of heat. I thought I was filming and I wasn't, but it hasn't budged. So you can watch me heat it again. We'll have to get underneath, I think, a bit. So let's give it a second go. So yeah, I can't really get on the edge of it that brilliantly. So don't get too near because I get hot. My heat gun box nearly fell off the bench. Nope, still doing the same thing. I'll give it a bit more heat. I think we're winning. So after using the heating process and the chisel and big hammer, after about 3 attempts of heating it, we now have it nice and loose. So the other one should be, yeah, that was loose years ago. So I'm just waiting for it to cool down now, and then I can fit the new piece on. And then I'll probably go to the van because it's not too late, and I'll clean the runner out and everything, make sure it's lovely and clean all along the side loading door part, and then bolt this on. I think the bolts to bolt it back onto the door, them three are in the van. Then again, my daughter's cleared out since, so I hope they're still there. I think they're probably in the ashtray. I don't know whether she'd have interfered with that. But anyway, I'll find them. So yeah, then hopefully I can get the side loading door working on the van, and then, you know, we're getting somewhere. So I'll just leave this to cool down because, yeah, it's still pretty warm. You know, they do, and gas things do heat them up quite well, but it doesn't get cherry red. Like oxygen and acetylene will get sort of cherry red, but this doesn't. But usually give it enough heat and you do get there, so it's well worth the investment. And yeah, you can see I've had to chisel and I've messed the edge of that bolt up, but I'm not bothered because I'll replace that. It's just that bit I needed to separate from that bit. So yeah, I'm gonna have a look at the van now, and I'll show you what I've got to do. Yep, so I'm in the van now, the T4, and yeah, the bolts are there. The 3 bolts, put them up there for that bracket that goes onto the side loading door. Yeah, so this door hasn't been open for a while. Oh, so long. The lock was a bit stiff, but it should be hanging okay. No, it's dropped off the top. Okay, I'll be back with you in a sec. So I think I mentioned the step probably been a bit of a state. Well, you can see it is. This is not how you should treat your van, but it is what it is at the moment. You can see the mice looking in there. I should really have gloves on, but I think they've been long gone. So yeah, just to get all this a bit cleared up. These do rot on the steps. Some people, I've seen them have to replace the steps, but this one seems to be okay. So yeah, what I'll do, I'll get a brush, and I've actually got new rubbers for them, but I'm not going to fit the new rubber at the moment because we use it for work. I don't want to damage them again if I'm getting mowers in and out. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. But once I put that bottom runner on, it should be okay. So I'll clean it up and show you when I've done that. So it's a little bit windy, but I've cleared out along there now, reasonably. I will revisit this again to sort out and paint that up and check everything over and everything at some point, but at the moment I just want the door working. So I've now found a couple of bolts. Hopefully they will clear under there as it goes along. I'm not really quite sure how they go on. So what I'm going to start doing for a start is I'm going to tighten them 2 bolts on the same marks. You can see, I can see the marks there where it was before. So I'm just going to go the same like that, and then we'll go from there and see how that goes. Can always adjust it after. I thought I'd just bring you back in here because I found out how you put this runner along the bottom. It goes in from this end, I'm sure it does. There's 2 bolts, well, big, you know, like big cross screw like bolts in there. But the problem is with a normal screwdriver I can't undo it. So I've managed to find it out. My socket's there. I managed to find this. Didn't even realise it was in there. And hopefully that will do it. So yeah, I did it easy. It's having the right tools in it sometimes. And there's one other one there to go, so let's see if we can do that one. A bit of a stretch, but it's done it. So yeah, that's well, bear with me a second. I'll get the normal screwdriver on it now. Oh, it's very handy I had that, because I weren't sure I had the tool to do it, because the old sort of runner fell off before, because that back nylon bit went, that back one there, it sort of fell off itself. Now it's going new, it's got to got to be put back sort of properly. So it's all right when things are newer, but when they get older, all these sort of bits get stuck and everything. So I haven't got a clue how that even comes out. Don't know if there's any more to it or anything, but it could just be stuck up there with grime and what have you. Yep, let me just investigate and then I'll be back with you. So I've got that out, and just as well I did really, because look, it's so grimed up with muck and what have you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give that a wire brush off. It's something to do. It's to do actually. What it is when you bang the door, push the door back. That's sort of the clip to sort of hold it open. So if you're on a hill, the door won't keep shutting. But I think probably this did have to come out. But whether it did or not, I can give it all a better clean in there now, because it was restricting how well I cleaned it, and there's all sorts of muck in there. So yeah, I'll do that, clean this up, and I'll be back with you. So a little update on this side loading door. That piece I took out at the end is ready to go back in now. I've given it a quick wire brush really, that's okay. Can't remember which way it went back in, but I'm sure it only goes one way. It goes that way. So yeah, I'll get that back in. I've put the bottom runner in. It's a bit greasy on the end, but it's going along there quite nicely until it gets to the end. There, it's a little, it's not brilliant down in there, but I'm gonna put it back together. I'll bring that along a little bit. The problem I've got at the moment is it's not connected to the door, so it's sort of all over the place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that end bit back in, bolted back in, and then I'm going to connect this to the door, and then I'll be a little bit, and then it will be running sort of how it should be, rather than keep getting snagged up because I'm twisting it a bit. So I've never actually done one of these before on one of these vans, and the only worry I have got, which isn't a massive problem, is there is if it wears it out again. But they're about £13–14, so I could well in the future land up putting another one on up at the other door, because it's going to have to be really cleaned up well in here, one way or another. So yeah, so I'm going to bolt that bit back on exactly as I took it off, and then I'm going to connect the door back, and then we'll see if it works. So the final bit I struggled to show you because I had to be lifting the door at the same time as bolting it in and everything. It was just too difficult to film. So what I did is screw them three back in, and what I did on this, all the weight is down the bottom. It doesn't hook into anything at the top. At the top, it could actually do with going up there a little bit more, but that's just like a locator really to keep the door in place. So that's just how it is. I don't like it. I would have liked it if it hung in there at the top rather than just slid along there, but that's the way it is. But it slides nicely, and it shuts spot on. It was always, since it's had the problem, it's always sort of been a bit sort of like that, because the bottom bit went in, but it was locked, so it was okay. But yeah, quite pleased with that. I think that's done the job there. Cleaned up there the best I can. Like I said, I will revisit this at some point and give it a real proper good clean and do the step and everything, but at the moment this is just got a service purpose really for the time I want to use it before I put it away. Like you see down there, it needs a good clean and all that. I should do all that before it gets put away, and then it will yeah, be bits and pieces along the way. So yeah, this door is done. Well, for the moment anyway. I've WD-40'd all the locks, so everything's turning good now. It's running along there quite nicely. Locks in there like so, and I did just adjust that once more so that went a little bit higher. there, you can just see a little bit higher. So I'll just show you where I don't. Just sit on this step there. So it's like an elongated bit, and there's a gap underneath there. So what I've done is, by doing it that way, it's made the sort of bottom runner push the door up higher a little bit. I'm getting there a bit better. That isn't great, but yeah, so that bolt is as high as it could go in the elongated hole. All three of them, I like that. I will probably replace them bolts with ones like them because it'll just be easier in the future. But at the moment, this is fine, and it runs along there quite nicely. It was so gunky in there, but it's a lot better now. I've got plenty of grease on underneath as well. I should have done this ages ago, and then bolts were okay. So yeah, let's just shut it. So you can see shut line is right there, and slides in there quite nicely. This is about a week on, and I'd noticed the door on the video. I was just sorting the video out, and I noticed I didn't like how it finished there, but now you can see it is. I'll just let the tractor go past. Busy here at the moment. You can see it's nice and flush now. So all what I had to do was, where them elongated holes are, I've just pushed it the other way. Before, you can slightly see the shiny bit where it was before, so it was pushed out before. I just undone them two. There's one there, and then I've pushed it this way, and now runs nicely, and we have a nice flush finish. So on the first part, you see that was slightly sticking out there, so you see now that it's nice and flush all the way down there and right the way to the bottom. So for the age of the van, which is about 22 years old, that door's fitting pretty well. It's not too bad here. It's not that bad there. It does stick out slightly, but there's sort of no adjustment I can do there. That's as good as it's going to get. The dent on the door and that over the years might have slightly made that different. I don't know, but I'm happy with that. I think that fits pretty well. So you can still see my grease marks there from before. Let's give it a clean before it goes into storage, because that's the plan for this one, I think I mentioned before. But that's the side loading door fixed, so at least I know that everything's sort of okay with that. So thanks for watching. I'll be along with another video again soon.